Tradition is a vital part of life in England, and Wimbledon reflects that fact. This is the last place you'd expect to find a revolution. But that's exactly what has occurred here over the past decade. In fact, tennis has changed here in the home of history and custom more than anywhere. There was a time when a serve and volley game was the only way to tame the grass. The universally accepted wisdom was simple. The first player to the net wins the point.
If you didn't get to the net, your opponent was going to get to the net. Bang, one hit at the net. Guys those days were just putting the volleys away. If you didn't play the net, you were going to lose.
But those days are well and truly gone. Even Federer had to alter his game to adjust to the times, and you can almost pinpoint the before and after dividing line. The last true serve and volley match was a fourth round encounter between Federer and Sampras here in 2001. Roger was forced to fight fire with fire against a great champion to win.
I'll say it again, Sampras-like.
When the grass shaping settled on centre court, the match was labelled a classic, with 254 serve and volley points, and almost half of them came from Federer's racket.
But maybe the baton in tennis has passed to a new generation.
But get this, in Federer's 2007 final against Nadal, only 17 points came that way. And just last year, in the longest Wimbledon final ever, only 11, that's right, 11 points were won with a serve and volley.
Oh, look at that touch.
Federer mixing it up with a little serve and volley, and oh so delicate.
So why has serve and volley disappeared from the grass court game? Well, 3 reasons. Firstly, these grass courts here used to be quite lush and low bouncing. Now they're dry and hard and slow, meaning the ball is bouncing up just like a hard court. Secondly, the balls are much slower and tougher to penetrate the court.
The ball is heavier, it has a thicker felt, and once that's been hit, for a couple of games, it's like it gets furry, it gets fluffy, so aerodynamically it's not so good through the air.
Thirdly, the string technology is allowing the players to hit the ball with more spin, which means more control and power, making it that much tougher for the incoming volleyer.
Even here on the surface, you'd expect to favour serve and volleyers. Not one of the top 10 seeded men rely predominantly on that style.
You wonder, how in the world does that happen? Have we become such incredible return players? Or can we not volley anymore? Or is it just a combination of slower balls, slower courts?
These days, a kid of 10, 11, 12 years of age hits great ground strokes. So at a young age, they're not learning the art of net play and the art of being able to volley successfully.
If you think about another sport, let's say basketball, and if some of the players wouldn't dunk anymore, and they decided not to dunk the basketball, it would be similar to what you had in tennis of not playing the volley anymore.
But here's the question, is this change good or bad for the game? After all, the points are longer, the tension builds, the pressure mounts, strategies develop, and that's precisely what the powers that be at Wimbledon had in mind.
It's not over yet, look at this.
Slow the grass court game down and you'll make it more exciting to watch.
Oh my! Just when you thought it couldn't get any better.
Overall, I think the state of tennis is excellent. On a personal note, I would wish that a few more players would come into the net and hit that volley.
But it's best to remember that tennis, like all sports, moves in cycles. So don't be surprised if a few years down the road a serve and volley rises through the ranks to start a new revolution in the land and the slam where tradition reigns.